The year is 1386. In the small, muddy town of Falaise, France, a massive crowd has gathered in the main square. The mood is tense. The townspeople are waiting for the execution of a brutal murderer. The criminal was dragged from a damp dungeon, given a fair trial, provided with a defense lawyer, and ultimately found guilty of a horrific crime. Now the executioner stands ready to deliver justice. The crowd holds its breath as the prisoner is brought forward. But the prisoner isn't a man, it's a pig. And the craziest part, this wasn't an isolated incident. Welcome to the bizarre, incredibly dark era of medieval animal trials. To understand why a society would put a farm animal on trial, we have to look at the strict, deeply superstitious world of the Middle Ages. In 1386, life was hard, and the lines between the human world and the animal kingdom were strictly governed by law. The story of our pig begins with a tragedy. A young child, left unattended for just a few moments, was attacked by a wandering sow. In the rough environment of a medieval farm, wild and domesticated animals roaming freely were a constant danger. The child tragically did not survive the encounter. Today, if an animal hurts a human, it might be put down. But in 1386, the law demanded absolute order. The pig wasn't just killed on the spot, she was officially arrested by the town guards and thrown into the local human prison. Yes, you heard that right. The pig was placed in a dungeon alongside thieves, debtors, and human murderers. The town's expense records, which survive to this day, show that the jailers actually billed the local government for the cost of feeding the pig while she awaited trial. They treated her exactly like a human inmate. Then came the trial. This wasn't a kangaroo court. It was a formal, expensive, and completely serious legal proceeding. The secular court of Falaise appointed a defense lawyer for the pig. Animal defense lawyers actually had a tough job. In other similar cases across Europe, lawyers successfully defended animals. Sometimes they argued that the animals were first-time offenders. Other times they argued that the animals were just acting on their God-given nature. But for the pig of Falaise, the evidence was too overwhelming. After days of deliberation, hearing witnesses and reviewing the facts, the judge delivered the verdict. The pig was found guilty of murder. The sentence? Death by public hanging. But the strangeness of this case reaches its absolute peak on the day of the execution. According to historical records, the judge ordered that the pig must be dressed in human clothing. They literally put a waistcoat, breeches, and white gloves on a pig. We know this because we still have the receipts. The executioner was paid 10 sous for his labor, and a new pair of gloves was specifically purchased for the pig to wear. But why? Why go through this expensive, absurd theatrical performance? Historians believe it wasn't madness, it was psychology. The medieval world believed in a strict divine order. Humans rule animals. When an animal killed a human, it broke the laws of nature. By dressing the pig as a human, giving it a trial and executing it publicly, the authorities were sending a psychological message to the peasants. Order has been restored. The law applies to everything. The Falaise pig was just one of over 100 recorded animal trials in Europe, from rats being sued for eating crops to roosters put on trial for laying eggs. Yes, that happened. The justice system of the past was truly a wild, unpredictable nightmare. History isn't just battles in kings. Sometimes it's a pig in trousers walking to the gallows.